Hello everybody, it's Miriam here at the Paper Wheel Studio. I'm in my craft room again today. I'm participating in the 100 Day Project, and I'm a little behind on getting photo or videos posted, but I have them recorded. I just gotta post. However, I need to get my crafting done for today, so that is what I'm here to do. I have some tags here that already have oval shapes cut into them. I'm making what I call see-through tags. It's not a new concept for me, but it's the first time I made them. I picked these tags up. They came with little punch-out oval pieces that I punched out that I can use elsewhere to layer up things or make paper clips or clusters or something out of them. But I thought I would use these tags and make some see-through tags. You can make these any size you want. You can take larger tags, perhaps. Let me grab one from the side over here. Where's one of them? I had some. Here we go. Here's one of my larger tags. This is just one I covered with book page and a random digital piece and with some washi tape across the bottom to cover that up. I just haven't done it yet. However, if you wanted to use this size tag, you could simply use a hole punch and punch an oval, a circle, a square. You could die cut it. You could take a small piece of cardboard, for example, and lay it down here like maybe oh, that's not going to work. Okay, here's something that may work. Nope, not that either. Anyway, you get the point. I didn't plan on making larger tags. I'm just telling you what a possibility is. You could create it with these bigger tags and use a very similar process to what I do. And if you were doing it see-through, you could even create it before you glued your papers down. This is just an old card base that I happen to have on hand that I covered to make a tag from. So you can do it with any size tags that you happen to have to work with. So this is what I've got. This is what I'm using. So you use you and whatever you have. So you'll need your tags with holes in them. I'm using 2 of each of these to make one tag. So if you plan to make, say, 6 of these, you'll need 12 of these little tags to match up. And I'm going to match them up as best I can. These came commercially made, so they might be slightly off, but nothing that my old vintage photo and ink dauber won't take care of here. Then I have some pieces. This is a piece of clear either backing for a stamp set, rub-on, some kind of clear acrylic piece. And then this is just a little bit heavier clear acrylic, and it came with a card making set, and it actually has some plastic on the one side. I probably should have peeled off before I got on camera, but we'll do it now. I'm going to set my ink right here because that's going to hide my glare on my glass mat. I'm recording still on my table that goes across my lap. It's like an overbed hospital table like thing. And that's what I'm setting my stuff up and recording from because I got to keep my foot in the air most of the time still. They took my sutures out, but I still have this lovely looking pen sticking out of my foot. So it's going to stay in there for 3 more weeks. So it's just a little challenging moving around. I move very slowly because I'm afraid I'll catch it on a doorway or something being in a wheelchair. And I don't go very many places as of right now because of that. So anyway, okay, here we go. Some acrylic pieces. See it? There you go. In case you couldn't see it. I'm going to lay them here on my glass mat. They kind of get lost there, but that's okay. I don't need a lot of room to work. So I also brought along with me for decorating purposes, I have some of my labels out of my trusty old ephemera box that's up here. And I've added a few things to it. So I've got that. But I also have a bunch of clear stickers that I have pulled from my stash, and I've laid myself a little pile of those. Those are going to be what will be seen through the window. And I thought I would try the clear stickers because most of them are made so that you could also see them through the back. And I really, there'll be a back side, but I'm hoping that it'll be the back side of the flower piece, I guess, is what I'm saying. I'm hoping you'll be able to kind of see right through the acetate, and yeah, that will work great. And the clear stickers, we're going to stick onto the acetate. I also have some random pieces of ribbon and lace. I have my glue and scissors handy. And my ink and dauber. That will probably be all you would need to create these. Your tags with the holes, your acetate, and whatever you want to decorate them with. So, I got, I think, I'm not sure. Let's just lay them out here. I think I have a dozen, actually. So I'm going to lay them out here because each one is slightly different. That way I don't want to put like two bugs together necessarily. So I'm going to lay them out, and let's see. That can be the front. I like these darker ones on the fronts, and then I'm going to put more of a neutral thing on the backs if that's possible to do. There's two there. So let's just pull one of those. So we'll patch up those two together. And then we can put these two together. We'll put these two together. And let's see. Ooh, that's pretty. We want you on the top. We'll put you there. Let's see. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll put this one up here on the top, and that will give us our 6 tags. Okay? So each one will need a little focal point for the inside of it. So I'm going to pick those out here out of my little pile. Super simple process here, folks. All right, so we're just going to kind of, I'm going to randomly lay one down, and then I'll come back and see, as long as this is actually a little potted plant, which I wouldn't mind putting in there because it fits very well. Yeah, I kind of like that. So we'll use that one. Just laying them across the bottom here on my other tag pieces. Let me scoot them up so you can see what I'm doing, and I just uncovered where I said I was going to cover up, didn't I? Let's do that. We'll lay one on top of my ink until I'm ready for it, and then we can scoot all these up. So we got that. So we need 6 focal points here for each of these tags. Let's see what one of these would work. Might lose a little bit of flower there, but I kind of like that it has several. Yeah, I like that. And then I have some really small butterflies here that might work. And I thought maybe if I cut this one down the center, I could probably get 2 out of it. These purple, I don't know if it's violets. I don't know what they are. I'm not a flower person. I just like to look at them. I just don't know their names. All right. This would be really awesome too. So let's do 3 flowers. Yeah, perfect. We're going to do 3 flowers. And let's see how many little butterflies I have. If I've got 3, that's what we're going to do. And it looks like I do. I actually have a little teeny tiny one that could probably be matched up with one of these tags as well. It wouldn't be the only focal point on it. So let's see. We have a single butterfly here. Let's see what I have in my little... I like this flower. I said I was only going to do 3 flowers, but guess what? I have the right to change my mind, don't I? I have this little tiny purple butterfly. I thought he would look cute with a flower. And I don't know if putting him on the purple flower is going to be too much or not enough. I also have another potted plant that might work, though you would not... Oh, that's what I want to do. You wouldn't see the pot. Okay, who's going to go bye-bye? Let's do you. Bye-bye. And we're going to stick you in this one. That will work. And then we have this little teeny tiny purple butterfly that we can add to something. Very tiny. Little butterfly. So tiny, I'm afraid I might lose him. Where could I put him? Let's see who he's going with. You? You? Ooh, he's going with that one. And then these 2 butterflies can be the butterflies for these others. Perfect. Yeah, I like that. So we got our focal points. Now I can get rid of my extra stickers over here. And we're going to come along with our acetate. Cut the pieces to fit. And we'll get our stickers on it. And then all we have to do is maybe a little more decorating with some labels and such. I have snippets very close by that I can draw from. Your little snippet tags are great for decorating these, because see, I don't have a lot of room for decorating on here. These, if you're wondering size-wise, they're about a little over 1.5 inches, and then they are almost 3.5 inches tall. So let's just start with this very first one here. And I'm going to go ahead and, even though these are a little inked, I'm going to ink around my circle on the inside and go ahead and ink the outside. There you go. I know there are other alternatives, but for now that's going to work. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm just going to put some of my vintage photo around my little circle here. This so it doesn't look so like that's just faked on there. And go around my edges as well and get any white spots. And once I do that, I'm going to lay it upside down. And I'm going to get my pieces of clear stuff. Keep wanting to move that ink out of the way. I forget it's covering something up there. Sorry. I don't know what it is. Today the brain doesn't want to work very well. Yeah, today, right? Most days. Okay, let's get my acetate. They kind of got mixed up in here. There we go. There we go. There's my piece of packaging. I thought I'd use it up first. And I'm just simply going to cut me a piece that will remain inside my tag. So, I think it just started pouring the rain down outside, folks. Wouldn't be 100% sure on that, but I'm pretty sure it did. Good breeze going out there today. I can feel the wind blowing in, so even if it's raining, it's not blowing in my craft room. While I'm out of here, I'm just going to go ahead and cut a couple more pieces here. So they're all about the same size. Might be able to get 4 out of this one piece, because they don't have to go all the way up. They just got to cover the circle. So let's try cutting this piece in half. And I think it'll still work. So we got 6 cut pieces here. Where are we? Here. I know I had another one here. Where'd it go? Wow. 1, 2, 3. Ah, where'd it go? Them all out? Strength today, because this is a two-handed glue job, apparently. Be careful I don't go outside my little circle. And if you don't have glue issues like me, these will go together really quick for you. I think so anyway. Okay. So wait, oh, no runaway glue. You're not allowed to run away. Okay, there we go. Put this back down on here. All right. Oh, rub my glue around, make sure it's not on the front of my acetate. If you happen to get some glue right here, you can come back with a baby wipe and wipe it off before it dries, or your fingers, or whatever you happen to have. Okay? Oh, some seeped out. Oh, no, those are just leaves. Okay. Thought that was glue, and it's just leaves. So I'm going to leave that one laying there and pull my backing out here for it. Or no, I'm actually pulling my front. Ah, there's my other piece of acetate that I could not find. So there we go. This is the front for this tag. And what I'm simply going to do now is glue my two tags together. And for ease of video and not wanting to play with my white glue a lot, I'm going to use my glue stick here to put these together. All you're going to do is put glue on the tag that you're adding onto it and just put them together like a sandwich. That's my plan. And I don't know if you noticed that, but my acetate covered my hole up here, so I'm going to trim it down. Where did my scissors get hide? They went high. Yeah, like all my focal points and tags got all messed up here, but that's okay. This is how I do it. Mess and all. So I'm going to shorten my clear piece so that it doesn't cover my hole on there. There we go. Lay you over there so you don't get lost. Now, I'm just simply going to take this and cover it with glue and stick it onto the other one. So that's really all there is to it. Before I get any further, I want to ink around this with my vintage photo. See, I'm forgetful today. I can hear you guys yelling, "You're not going to ink that back?" Yeah, I know. And I'm going to do around my edges just so they're good and done before I put them together. For now, I'm just inking the very edges of the, because this is white cardstock, obviously, underneath. All right, now let's get some more glue on this. Trying to use up some old glue sticks on the journal I'm making now. Someday it will probably, might all fall apart, who knows. But still trying to use up what I have. So then I'm going to just simply put these together like a little sandwich, matching up the holes, matching up the sides. Don't worry too much if they do not exactly match, because that's when you can come along with your ink dauber. Where are you? There you are. Oh, get rid of my acetate. I keep losing this stuff, you guys. Got to keep me, you know, keep me functioning well. Well, there, that came off that sticker. It almost would be its own piece of acetate. All right. Don't know where the rest of them went. Here they are, piled up here. There's one. maybe there's another one here somewhere underneath. Are you hiding underneath? Nope. Okay, anyway, so now we have our tag here. And I know that acetate's probably going to catch my lighting too, because the sun is now behind all the clouds outside, and you can't even see it because it started raining. All right. So I'm going to just put some ink around this. It's really adding to these grungy looking edges, which is really cool. And I know my glue isn't 100% dry here, so I'm holding it together and pinching it as I do this. So I've got that all completely inked. Oop, there's a spot on the back that I want to get where it just doesn't exactly match up here. So we'll put some ink in there and cover that spot. Go ahead and do that all across the back, along the sides, and at the top. All right, so there's one down. How long did it take me to do one? 20 minutes, 15 minutes? Don't know, but we'll do a couple more here. I don't think you'll need to see them all done. Let's do one with a butterfly. Here's the front, and here's the back, and here's a little butterfly. Close up my ink and set it out of the way. Now, for decorating purposes, before I start another one, well, let's go ahead and do the next one, and then I will decorate a couple so you can see them. So I'm going to just come along, and that one must have been misprinted on because there's a little white edge there. So I'm just going to ink up the front. Okay. I don't know if you can see how my ink's darkening up my edges. I can really see it on here. I don't know if you can tell on camera how it's doing it. Let's try this edge. It's not very, doesn't have much on it. And that way, yeah, see how it's really coming on there? I have to get some more ink on it after this one. Okay, so I have this piece that I'm simply going to lay face down here and get a little piece of my acetate. Make sure it's not sticking out anywhere. And then I'm going to put my little butterfly on here. I swear I thought I had another piece of acetate, but apparently I don't. So I'm going to put that on my acetate. A little tiny butterfly. Yep. Center it as best I can. That way I can make sure. There we go. And then when I put down my piece of acetate, I'll try to center him in my window a bit. There we go. Doesn't matter even if the acetate's crooked as long as your butterfly's centered. So let's get some glue on here. I don't trust my glue stick to completely glue that acetate, so we're gonna add some glue all over this piece this time. Oh, right on the acetate, Miriam. Just wipe it off. Put you up here. And put some glue around here. This time I'm just going to put glue on the whole ticket so that I can just stick the two together when I'm done here. I'll just need to add a little more on top the edges of the acetate for the other ticket. So I'm just going to use my finger and spread out my glue. I use my fingers a lot because they're attached to my arm and they're just an easy tool to do things with rather than grabbing another one. Okay, and we'll lay the butterfly down. Make sure we don't have a bunch of acetate on it, because this one I just got glue all over. That's all right. You can come back with a wet wipe. Even your white glues will wipe off once they're dry on this with a wet baby wipe or something. All right, so we'll put him down. Decide where we want it. I like it there. Move it a little, maybe. Yep, more glue. There we go. All right, so now I got that there, and I'm going to grab another back over here since I used the front to start with. And I'm going to simply put some acetate here on the corners, or glue on the corners of my acetate piece, or packaging piece, whatever you happen to be using. And grab one of these, ink it up, and put it down. You know, once you get a little process going here, you can really get these done in no time at all. Ooh, I don't know if you can hear the thunder. We got possibility of storms today. I thought they weren't coming till this evening, but apparently I was wrong. We're going to put this one on top here. Just with your white glues, you usually have enough to just a little wiggle room. So just line it till I get it right, you know, where I want it to be, and then I'm pressing them together. And if I have to, I'll come in and trim off extra bits of white. The only thing I see with this one is this extra little piece of something up here. I don't know if it was from where it was punched out of something. I got them, the only thing I had to do was punch out the windows, but I don't know how they were prior to me getting them. Okay, see, that's not staying down there, so we want to spread out some of my glue in there from the corners. I'm just going to use the back of my dauber to do that. Okay, so we have this one, and I'm just going to ink around it. Worst case scenario, you come along with your scissors if you can't get it to ink well, and just trim that little white bit off there. Just putting it against the other card and just barely taking that little bit piece off. Can't hardly even tell I'm cutting. And it didn't only cut the one card, so we'll ink that edge now. And we'll ink from the front and go around all the edges. Okay. I think somewhere in there, yeah. I didn't get any. Nope, there's no glue on this edge. So let's squeeze in some glue stick for the edging. Just afraid if I use my white glue, I might get too much in there, so we'll just do that. There we go. Now it's sticking. Pinch it together good. All right, so now I have two of these. We need to poke out the hole on one. Okay, got that done. Come back and put any kind of string or twine or anything you want in it. And let's pull in some snippet labels, maybe add a few here and there. It's actually the back of it, Miriam. Turn it over so you can see the front. So we got these two pieces. Let's add some snippety things here. There's a little teeny tiny. Ooh, yeah. And let's see. Is that too much? Here's a one that's probably the right color. Yeah, I like that. And let's see. Can we go 2 on there? Yeah, let's do 2 on that one. And let's look for another one that kind of coordinates over here. Oh, that's a longer piece. Do we want to do that? Let's switch these up. Yeah, let's do that. I kind of like that. Okay. So we'll put down the longer tag first. My glue bottle rolled right over that, spread that glue right out, didn't it? Isn't that funny? We're going to put that like right there. And we'll come along and throw this in here and layer it towards the bottom a bit. I could come along with some lace or things. Maybe I will on the one with the plant. We'll see here. Stick that piece down. I didn't ink around those, did I? Oh well, that's fine. I think they actually stand out better because everything else is dark and they're not quite as dark. That one needs a little more glue, I think. Yes, it does. Mm-hmm. As usual, I have all intentions of doing all 6 of them on film, but I'm not going to. I hear lots of thunder outside and I just don't want to be on here filming. If we're going to lose our internet, I don't want to lose half my video or anything in the process. And I recently switched our internet to another provider, so I'm hoping we get better service. So we have this, which I like. I think that's very cool looking. And then we have these 2 pieces here, so let's use them. These little dingy tiny snippety pieces. Let's see, I had my tweezers. And I thought about putting some lace on these, but you know, I don't know. I don't think they need it. Okay. So we're going to put this down on here. Let's do this one like this. Let's put that one down right there. Okay, and then we got this little teeny tiny snippy stamp, which I didn't ink that either. Yeah, well, too late now. If you want to ink, you got to ink before you get them down. They're very difficult to pull back up once you get your white glue on them without ruining them. If you're using a different glue and you can do that, by all means, go right ahead. I'm not going to try today. Yeah, I think the 2 little ones are going to be enough on these. All right, so we got 2 little see-through tags here. And if you are somebody that has trouble making things, then by all means buy some tags where they're already in the shape of tags and all you got to do is add things to them and make them into what you might like them to be. So this is what we came up with today so far. And do we want to do maybe one more? Let's do one more with a purple flower because I just think it's pretty. And then I'll call it quits for today. Let's do this one here with and here's a piece of acetate, which I gotta be careful I don't cover up the hole on my tag. Okay, I'm good. Punch out the hole in this piece and get me another backing one, which I just happen to have laying right here under my hand, so we'll use it. So we'll do our purple flower sticker here, and these stickers were coming off pretty good. Yeah, there we go. Came right off that time, didn't it? Uh-oh. So didn't the glue that was stuck to my finger, but that's all right. I just want to make sure it doesn't show when I put it down on the acetate. Okay, let's try. Let's see how that would do. Is that too far to one side? I don't think. I do not think it is. Nope, we still have a little acetate we can glue on there. Yeah. Want to be all inside the circle. I'm going to do the same thing I did with that last one. I'm going to put glue down over the whole thing, and then I'll come back and add it on top the acetate piece. And ink your center, Miriam, before you do. Now let me see if this is a back piece. So let's switch these out for a moment. It's easier to do the front first because your flower will be facing that way. You can do them the other way if you chose, but I'm going to do them that way. All right, let's see. Where'd my flower piece go? Aha, here you are. Try to run away and hit the floor. Not gonna let it hit the floor today. So we're just getting some glue down on here so I can glue the acetate, and then we'll come back and put glue over it and glue down the other card. Actually, what I think I'm going to do is put glue on the other card all over it and stick it down here, and then we make sure we got the whole thing covered for sure. With something like this, if you haven't made it before, you learn as you go. Oh, I could have done it that way. Oh no, this way. Just is how it works when you're doing crafts. You learn as you go. And you learn how to do things as you go. And you can see where I've got ink on my fingers that is laying on where I put glue, because that often happens. But that's okay. This is my last one for now. And these will be perfect in the little journal I'm working on, which I'm still working on getting put together. And I'm going to do a video of how it goes together when I do that, so that you can see how you can bind a journal with tabs, which is a really, especially the whale tail tabs, I think that looks really cool. Alright, so let's put that baby down and get them stuck here. Got a little bit of sticker sticking out the bottom, but I can trim that. Just want to press them down on top of each other here now. Give them a good press down. Turn it over, press the same. And then I'm going to try to even them up a bit if I need to. Still got a little sliding room here. Let's even the bottom, and then I can trim the top slightly. Yeah. Here we go. So we have that one centered. I'll just take my scissors and trim just that little knobby bit off the bottom of my sticker here. You can use any clear stickers you want. You could even use not clear stickers if you were planning on maybe gluing down your tag. You know what? I think I got that better, that I don't know that I have to trim you just slightly. I think that will take care of it. Okay. Then let me come along here with my ink. Oh, isn't that pretty? You like that? That's this time. Let's get a couple later. Yeah. There we go. That looks cool. And let's see if I have a little teeny tiny piece that I could. What are you? Yeah, why not? This time I'm going to put a little ink on them and glue them down. Just using my Vintage Photo today. I have Vintage Photo ink, not oxide. So if your Vintage Photo looks different than mine, you could have the oxide. They're slightly different in colors and things. When you use them to ink around your papers, they do have a slight different color. The ink is a little more intense color, where the Vintage Photo is more of a, it's almost like I don't know what to call it. It kind of has a gray tone look to it sometimes. Or chalky, or looks like maybe it's got some chalk. Almost reminds you as if it's got chalk in it, but it doesn't. It's just that kind of a look sometimes. So pick out what you like. And then we'll cover our little bug up here, so we're going to put him over here. And then we're just going to do the same thing and just kind of put this right here off this bottom one. And I had my tweezers to avoid getting glue on my hands, but that's okay. It's the way I roll. All right. So we managed to finish 3 of them. This is what we come up with here. Very simple process that you can do. Get your tags, your punches to create your little hole, and some little tiny ticket snippets, and some clear stickers. And you can make you too some little tiny tags or larger tags that you can see through to put in your journal. And then wherever you put that in a journal, you'll be able to see behind it. So I hope you liked my video. Please like, share, and subscribe below if you haven't already done so. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now. Hey, Sharon? Done.